guests. You can follow this program on social media. That is Maisha Television. On Facebook, Maisha Television. On YouTube. And on Twitter, it's at Maisha TVKE, and on Instagram, that is at Maisha TVKE. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not alone in the studio right now. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hot. Things are gonna be a little bit different. So I don't know how I'm gonna start this, but hey, let's start with introductions. Karibu sana, Honorable Alex and Honorable Suleiman. I'm gonna give them time so that they can actually say hi to you guys as we keep on going. And you can send your text messages on 0746 999 841.
Well, thank you, Bushabi, for giving me this opportunity.
Yes.
It is always a pleasure to be at Maisha TV.
Yes.
My name is Alex Onzala, the incoming member of County Assembly, that is Utaliwad, and also our ODM supporter, to that matter.
Most definitely. ODM down.
To be precise.
Karibu sana.
Thank you. I'm Harun Suleiman.
Yes.
People call me Suleiman Hamisi for political purposes. I'm an aspiring candidate on a UDA ticket, township ward. We are having our nominations on 14th, that is next week, Thursday. I'm also part of the campaign team of Mheshimiwa Zakaria Barasa. I'm his protocol officer. So I'm very much happy to be with you today.
So most definitely we're going to be having Zakaria Barasa one of these days.
Yes, you're speaking to the right person.
So on to our topics today. I know we cover a lot of stuff here, but we talk about politics, leadership, and governance in the country. Majorly, we talk about the national politics, and then we talk about the county politics, and we talk about one thing that is eating up Kenyans, which is a high cost of living. And so, I'll start with you, Honorable Suleiman, just to paint this picture. There's a lot of stuff, a camouflage, I mean, all concoction of all kinds of things that make up Kenya's politics right now. High cost of living, Azimio la Umoja, Kenya Kwanza. There's another one right now coming up inside Azimio la Umoja, led by Alfred Mutua.
Thank you.
Just in a nutshell, what is the picture?
Kenya is on a political mood as we speak right now, and everyone is trying to persuade their people to gain enough support, and we are going to see more and more activities in politics, especially on the levels of coalitions and also the party nominations that are coming up soon. So as we speak right now, people are in an electioneering mode, and this is where people now will be convinced, will be confused, and will make their own decisions when time comes. So to me, I think as we speak right now, it is the ideas that the politicians bring to the people that will now sell for them to capture the next government in power. Yes,
that's correct. Honorable Alex Onzala, so there's an update of something going on in Azimio la Umoja, which I really want you to paint a picture, perhaps because you are the inside man we can access right now.
Basically, in Azimio la Umoja, we don't have a problem.
Yes.
People are trying to bring up propagandas and hypes in order to separate us, the unity that we have been having. But I think all that is political nature. People, politics, you have to play everything. It's like playing cards. So you have to put everything on the table to be able to, to second your opinion or whatever. But you see, people are trying to annex up everything that they have to be able, just like my friend have said here, this is the time now to be able to, to strengthen your pillars or your root when it comes to political aspiration. Because you are just counting weeks. For example, we in ODM, in Nairobi, we are having on 21st. So it's just a matter of weeks to be able now to separate the pods from the beans. But also I can say what is happening currently in Azimio la Umoja. People, you have to see what is right for you. Politics is all about interest. So I think you have heard what Mutua said. It is not that Mutua has defected. Mutua is trying to safeguard his space, as far as I'm concerned, and that to me is not a big issue. The big issue is what is or what are people anticipating for us in terms of maybe Azimio la Umoja as a coalition. That is what is important. And since we are just counting months to general election, what do we have as a coalition to be able to make sure that Raila Amolo Odinga has be able to clinch? So it's not a matter of a presidential battle. It is a matter of what about these other spaces that we have as a coalition. Because right now, as you understand, you cannot be able, a forest is made by trees. So a tree cannot be able to make a forest. It's many trees to be able to come together to be able to form a forest. And Raila Amolo Odinga, we already know we have a bigger tree. So what about these other trees we are talking about? People are trying to safeguard their interests.
Their interests.
Just to add on that, the problem with what is happening in Azimio is that they took a very big ship and called on everyone to get on board. And now it's time to get everyone a share of cake. And that is the headache that Mheshimiwa Raila is having. For example, people are joining Azimio in the hope that BBI will go through, and maybe they will create more spaces to ensure that they cater to every interest according to regional and what have you. But now, as we speak, now that BBI is dead and pronounced dead by the highest court in land, we are seeing people getting jittered. For example, when people like Martha Karua were entering Azimio, people like Alonzo Musyoka were coming in, Gideon Moi. You see, these are high-profile politicians who are angling for high positions in government. But now, when you look at now the distribution of power within Azimio, that is now where the real headache is coming.
Honorable Alex, do you agree with?
Totally, I don't, because you remember very
first
well.
First of all, there's this question that something that he has talked about, that BBI, people were joining Azimio in the hope that BBI will go through for positions to be created. Do you agree with it?
What? Sorry.
So that the positions could be created through BBI.
Well, I don't think that is the main agenda of the BBI. The BBI was meant for the people of this country. BBI was meant to be able to safeguard the constraints, or to be able to bring up the issues Kenyans have been facing. When you look at the articles of the BBI, apart from what we are talking about, the extension of the executive, there was no place we have said that we are not going to disband this position as people are alleging. And you see, these are some of the issues that are coming from the other side. We should not be able to politicize everything in this country. And I'm not going against the decree of or maybe the jurisdiction which was given by the Supreme Court. But you see, we should not be able to to be happy and get excited when something that was initiated to be able to help the people was failing in this country. And I want to say this thing is going to hound those people who are now happy because of the BBI or the fall of the BBI. BBI was meant for the people of this country. You can remember very well talking about the increment of that 5%. Budget allocation. That is not something to be able now to be happy about.
But why
we have lost as a country?
The big question is the big question is why is Alfred Mutua trying and threatening to leave Azimio la Umoja? And don't you think that it can affect the numbers?
Well, you see, politics is all about numbers. And Alfred Mutua, we understand, is a party leader of Maendeleo chapter. He has a space, and there are those fellows who are following. This to me, let me just clarify what I want to say. I can be able to acknowledge that we are going to lose, a little bit of numbers. But what is important is, he gave out his back. It is not the end of the road. He gave, and when you listen to him in one of the local sessions, and I think he was very clear. Alfred Mutua said that he is not going now to drop the bid of BAMBA as far as he's.
But he gave a lot of praise to Deputy President William Ruto, saying he's a very focused guy, he's a very smart guy. Don't you think he's giving signals that, and he even said that Deputy President William Ruto called him immediately after, So don't you think that maybe if Azimio la Umoja is not careful, William Ruto is gonna,
but what I can be able to tell you is we are just counting some months to election, and we are going to have a lot of defection.
That is a problem.
That is politics. Let me just try to clarify what I want to say. When these proposals were brought, together to be able now to form the Azimio la Umoja. And I was very even perplexed to hear Mutua saying that he was not aware of the Azimio, One Kenya Alliance. He just woke up and just like any other common Mwananchi, he found in the news that we have the Azimio and One Kenya Alliance. It is not even computing. When those proposals were brought on the table and the secretary generals of those political parties were signing, where were they? Let us not be able to, to bring all these shenanigans and, hula balloons in terms of sabotaging what we want to create. And I want to say this, because since we have not acknowledged, we have not submitted this to the, register of political parties, we still have time. And people are going to defect. Even I am telling you, in Kenya Kwanza, we are now going to experience the worst which is coming.
Especially
that, let me just clarify, because before my friend comes in. When these submissions were brought and people were signing, we have those terms were every political parties which were agreeing about. So, for example, when the position of the president, we understand Raila Amolo Odinga is there. These are the positions we are going, and every political party had to bring in, its, opinions on board. So I don't think it was a good move, for him to come on board. And you see, just like a coalition, for you to frame to have that framework, and for you to come with a very good structure, or something like a coalition government, you need to have I can say structures also on the board. We have these particular committees, and you see Mutua to come on board in a television and public television say that there are some of the respective structures you're supposed to present the issues.
Well, that's well enough. And I just wanted to ask this question to Honorable Suleiman, from the Kenya Kwanza side. Don't you think it is the same disease? Because we saw Kalonzo Musyoka coming up in Azimio saying, I don't understand what we signed. And then later on, he tried to maneuver to get his position.
Yes.
Now it's Alfred Mutua who is coming up and saying, we don't even understand what we are being told to sign. We don't even know about Azimio One Kenya Alliance.
Very true.
What is Mudavadi and Wetangula getting out of Kenya Kwanza?
Positions in Kenya Kwanza are very well taken care of. For example, very well taken care of. We mean that we are promised, as the people of Western Kenya, that we deliver 70% of our votes to Mheshimiwa William Ruto. In return, we are going to get 30% of every aspect of government. That is very clearly understood within Kenya Kwanza. The problem with Azimio la Umoja, and that's why you are seeing jitters everywhere, is that there is no clear agreement between those members that have signed documentations in Azimio la Umoja. For example, just only yesterday, you have seen DAP party has also come out to form another alliance with the likes of Mutua and